Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to install this Android radio in my 2008 Ford Mustang. Alright, so we'll start with the unboxing. Here's the box that it comes in. This one in particular sells for F-150, 2 gigs of RAM, 32 gigabytes of hard space. On eBay, they're all over the place for this, for Fords that are 2005 to I think up to 2014. I'm not completely sure, but you can check on that. It's usually the type of stereo that you're going to see in this car. So they go by different names as well. So I don't think this thing will actually have a name on it, to be honest with you. But I can show you everything that comes in, what it looks like. So right on top here, they give you all your harnesses here. Looks like it gives you your CAN bus here. I can open this. Yeah, so it comes with the CAN bus. This is just in case you have some steering wheel controls. This helps with that to program it. This car doesn't have that, so this won't be used in this video. And here's your harness. It has a extension for your FM AM radio. I'm not sure if it's an extension or an adapter. It's one of the two. And it comes with different harnesses that you can use here too. So there's looks like 3 different ones here, and it's got extra harness here just because you have a subwoofer. You can actually connect those plugs here, and then we're going to figure out what exactly we need for this car, if we need this one or not. I don't believe we do. I think we're going to stick with the bigger harness here. It has this other harness here, so it's different applications, between Ford vehicles. So we'll figure it out once we go inside the car. We'll see which one we need here. There's some other wires here. Let's open up this bag. There we go. Alright. So what we got? Here's our GPS antenna. We are going to be using this one. And it's got some other wires here. Looks like some line out. Yeah, something for your amp, basically. This is for your amps. There's a mic connection here. Auxiliary and in. These are all, looks like everything that's inputted into the stereo system. So if you have, for instance, extra cameras on the car, like a front-facing camera or whatever, and plus the amp, and a line out for your subwoofer, this is what it can be used. So it's got quite a bit here so you can complete your installation. Here's a USB line out. We're going to be using this too. Let's see what else we got here. This one's for your backup camera. So it looks like, and there's a booklet down here. We'll get to that here in a second. So it says camera, it's labeled. And these are probably your switch-on wires, to be honest with you. So I think these are your switch-on wires. Of course, we're going to test that because we do have a camera on this car that needs to be hooked up. Another USB. So there's going to be a difference between the two. One's going to be for data, and most likely the other one's going to be for, like, if you have like a Wi-Fi dongle, that type of thing, USB type thing. So we'll figure that out as we go. Let's see what's in the book. It's got a CarPlay manual. It's probably pretty basic, to be honest with you. There we go. Yeah, it's for your wireless connection for CarPlay and Android Auto connection here. Yeah, it basically gives you the pins and codes and stuff like that to access your Bluetooth settings on your device. So this is good to have. Let's probably leave this in the glove box. This other one is the Android operating manual. It's probably pretty basic, but it kind of gives you some diagrams here. Switch is good because you have a custom, if you're customizing your stereo system, this is good to have your whole wiring diagram. Shows you how to connect your rear camera as well here. It doesn't look like it's matching up to exactly what's labeled on here, but I think we kind of get the point what's happening. But we're going to try it. Everything's going to be a test to make sure everything works. The same here. One's a USB cable, the other one's a driving recorder. So that's what the USB is. I thought it was going to be for a Wi-Fi. So these two USBs here Yeah, so one's for a USB cable, so you can connect data into your car, and the other one's for a driving recorder. So which is kind of cool too, because I guess you can plug it up and then just put it on your dashboard, and that type of thing. So what else we got here? Basically mounting instructions. It's pretty straightforward. It also tells you your pin code in here too. So I mean, it's kind of neat that they give you this little booklet at least. I mean, they could not give you nothing at all, to be honest with you. So we'll look through this more as we go if we need it. We'll keep this aside. Let's see what this unit looks like. Oh, there's another piece of paper in here. Shows you how to connect one connector to another, basically. Yeah, it shows you the back of the unit and where everything kind of goes. It's kind of handy. Let's get to the main portion of this thing. Alright, so here's the unit itself. You can see it's really thin. Front side's protected. You also have a USB port here in front. Let's see here. I guess the mounting is perfectly toward forward, so this should be very simple. It is fused, so it's just good. It's got your antenna, your GPS, and everything should probably line up where exactly it needs to go. If not, we can use that diagram, but it looks like everything just lines up. So I mean, that's the back side. Again, there's no manufacturer for this. I didn't see any labels on here where, you know, a name for it or nothing, but you know what you get there, made in China. So anyway, this is all the stuff it comes with. One extra thing I did get, this I got off of eBay. You can get these off of Amazon too. It's just a USB extender, and these are going to work well inside this car. And I'll show you where this is going to mount. So basically, on the front panel, on top of where the stereo rests, I'm going to put this guy here. It's just to extend these wires out. So, for instance, the USB will be connected to this, and it's just an extender. So I'll just do that, and then this goes on front in the front panel. So I always have access to it, easier access to it. So it's pretty much long enough where you probably extend it all the way to your glove box if you need to, like your center box. You know, and replace your cigarette lighter in there, or drill an extra hole, whatever. So this is a good piece to pick up. These run about, you know, $12 to $15 or whatever, but I figured this would be really good for this car. So anyway, let's get to the car. Let's start unbolting some stuff, and let's get that old stereo out. All right, so the first thing we got to do here is locate inside your glove box here. We're going to locate these two Phillips screws here. We're going to remove those. I'm just going to drop them in here. We're going to close. No, we don't close that yet. We're going to go ahead and just lift on this. Make sure we can get it loose right here. This portion here, where the shifter's at, just quick note: don't pull up on this trim piece here. Just leave it the way it is, because once you pull this up, it'll lift it all at once, and it'll prevent you from actually cracking it. So just leave it there. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull my e-brake up and get this loose. There we go. I'm going to do it real quick. I don't know if you guys ever seen one of these. It's a sock for your shifter. A guy sells these on eBay, or a gal. I won't say guy. Somebody sells these on eBay. But it's a cool little sock that fits over your shifter here. And it's just Velcroed on. It's a nice grip feel on your shifter. But basically what it's for is to, for instance, if you got some chipping going on with your chrome here, it's to cover that up. Either that, you're going to have to replace your whole shifter or find something that actually covers it. But I thought it was a pretty cool device. It runs probably, I think I got mine for $30. Yeah, on eBay, so search for those. So now, what we're going to do is we're just going to lift this up. We don't have to actually take it all the way out, but I'm going to go ahead and get it all the way out. go. Oh, come on. There we go. Now we're out. Let's get out of the way. All right. So the whole reason for removing the center console is we got to take off these two side pieces here, and they should just pull right up, just like that, both sides. There we go. Put these aside. All right, so now it gives us full access to the fasteners on this cover plate here, and that'll give us, access to the radio here. So we'll remove these out. We'll take this panel off. Alright, once you get all the fasteners out, this is a matter of just prying up on this panel. It's going to go forward down, do the bottom piece first, because the top piece is kind of tucked in. So you're going to have to kind of pull it down. There's going to be a small piece up here. You're going to have to bend it out. There we go, there's this piece here that's stuck underneath here. So at this point here, everything gets really tight. So you want to disconnect your top connections first. Get all these guys out, and then the top part is actually accessing all the plugs for the HVAC control. Is the most difficult ones, to be honest with you. So just be patient with them. Okay, I want to show you real quick if you're having a hard time taking your HVAC unit off. Here's the plug here on the left side. The bottom of it's here. Here's the clip where it kind of clips into the housing, basically. So this you have to pry up a little bit. A screwdriver will help you to kind of pry this open and then slide it out. Make sure you slide it from the black piece and not from the wires, because the black piece and the wires, it's fragile, so your pins can actually come out because the plastic will break. So be careful with this guy. And then the other side is one of those arm types. So this is the installed version, of course. But when it's installed, it'll come up like this, and there's a little tab here on top. You gotta press that tab and move back the gray arm at the same time to here until it clicks in, and it will actually just slide right out. So next thing we gotta do is actually remove the fasteners for the stereo, for the stock stereo here. So it's held down by the 4 screws here, so we're going to remove those next. So these are all the same size fasteners or screws. They're all 7mm. So we'll just remove these real quick. I like to go around each screw first and make sure they break loose first. Just in case, I remove one and then the other one doesn't come out. So it's just kind of general practice that I do here. Okay. Alright, so at that point, we're just going to go ahead and slide the stereo out. And again, it's real tight here in the back. So you want to reach back here and actually take out your antenna wire first. Switch will be this bright orange. And you can reach back and actually fill the harness. And then unclip that. we go. I'm just going to remove the unit out as a whole. Alright. So there's our bird's nest here. You can tell there's a harness here and another harness here. So we're going to figure out where all these connect to the new harness. This is actually belongs on top. This is our old cigarette lighter. I'm going to actually disconnect. I'm just tucking those wires out of the way for now, just so we can work on regular wires. There's a wire under here that I have already. This is to the backup camera, and I had it here when we did that install. There's a video on this, so if you need that video, go back to my video list and you should be able to find this. So this is ran all the way up here from the backside where the camera connects to the bumper. So we have that, and I guess before we actually connect everything together to the new equipment, we need to install the GPS antenna. So I got the GPS antenna here, and you can tell I have it connected over there on the A-pillar. You're gonna have to remove the A-pillar plastic to expose this area here. So you can see it's connected to a clothes hanger there. I'm actually going to mount it right here on the corner of the dash, right outside the the door pillar plastic. And so what you want to do on the dash there is rub it down with some rubbing alcohol just to clean the surface. Make sure there's no like armor and that type of stuff on there. Make sure it's nice and clean. There's a good mounting surface because this one has some sticky back. And so we're gonna feed it through. I'm gonna pull the sticky back. We're gonna stick it right there, and then we're gonna run the wire all the way down underneath the glove box into the stereo area. Alright, so here's our GPS wire here. It's routed through. You got plenty of slack to actually mess around with here. So this is good because we're going to have to screw this in the back of the unit. So you need to get your fingers back there. So I'm glad they give us tons of slack for this. Next thing is getting our adapter for the antenna. So you're going to locate your orange wire here, or your orange cable. We're going to put the adapter on that one. Make sure it fits real snug. You have to twist it and push. I think we're good there. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and connect the harness to the car. And hopefully there's enough stretch here. I hope so. I want to make sure this thing powers on. That fits perfectly fine. There's one more piece of the harness. Like I said, this one's not going to be used on this car. It might be. I believe this is for a factory amp, so those are not going to be used in this application. So everything goes in. All right, so we have everything kind of connected, or it should power up. So I'm going to do here. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of center this on here real quick, so I can get this to. There we go. There we go. So it fits in. You can tell it fits in the factory locations. There's a little dowel, plastic dowel here that fits into the hole, and then your screws. So what I want to do is I want to go and turn the key on and make sure this thing does turn on. And it looks like I have power. And I hear speaker sound, so it's just good. Looks like everything is working. Oh, I better hurry up before I get in trouble here. Alright, so to get the backup camera to operate, I did have to make some modifications to the harness to this device. And what I'm going to end up doing is probably a little bit hard to see inside the car here. I'm going to go ahead and remove the main harness that goes to the head unit here. And then we're going to take it outside the car. And I'm going to show you what we're going to have to modify to get the signal from the reverse camera to operate on this system. Alright, so after some testing with this harness off the unit here, what I did find out is we couldn't get the rear camera to activate. And so we were looking at those two blue wires that are coming off the yellow jack that we saw that connects to the camera cord. And then from that camera cord you have the power wires, which is usually red. In this video, and what we have here, it is red. So those two blue wires absolutely do nothing that I was trying to connect to before. So what I did find out after probing this main harness here is we have this one line here that this goes to the CAN bus. Now this car doesn't need a CAN bus. So what I found out is this brown wire here, this brown wire goes straight into the head unit here. It was once connected, I already cut it for testing. But this is the plug that goes to our head unit. This wire right here is the one you splice in half. This is the one that plugs the unit right here. This brown wire that's going to connect to our red wire for our camera. And so this is going to give us the power once we set the car reverse to activate basically the reverse backup camera on the unit. So we'll get back in the car. I'll show you how it works. I'm just going to basically just wire it just hand tight for now. I'm going to go back and solder these together, of course, or if you want to crimp them together with a connector, that's perfectly fine. A lot of people just, the wire is so thin, they twist them together and put some electrical tape and call it a day. So it's totally up to you. But we'll get back to the car and we'll test this out. Alright, so we're back in the car. And like I said, these two blue wires right here, that so you have your connection for the backup camera here. Those two wires of that connector, those things are not for anything that I know of. So we're not going to use those. I'm going to clip these off because they're not usable. I'm guessing these are maybe hardwired connections, but the instructions are not totally clear what exactly they are, especially they're the same color wires, which is kind of odd. So we're going to ignore these. We're going to connect this back over here. And here is our power wire from the backup camera. This comes from the signal back there off the reverse light, basically. So this is the wire we're going to connect to the brown one here. And like I said, I'm just going to twist them on here for now for testing. I will go back and professionally install this correctly. I'm not going to waste your time doing that right in this video. So I'm just going to tie this together. It's kind of a mess. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some black tape real quick and cover up this connection. Make sure I don't ground it off of anywhere by accident. It's just for testing, so don't kill me on this one. Then I'm going to go and plug the harness back into the factory harness. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and push these wires back. Let's see, and then the head unit wire, we got to plug that one back in. Alright, so now I'm going to flip over the device. I'll slide it in here just for, there we go, it's not going to fall off, so let me pull this off real quick. Alright, so now testing. There's my keys. Alright, let's get you adjusted here. Alright, so now let's test the reverse light, see if it works. I'm not going to start up the car. I'm just going to turn it to the on position. Stereo comes on. We're still good there. I'm going to just put it in reverse. And there we go. We got my backup camera. And this is my garage door that we're looking at here. So looks like we got it done. We got the right wire. It's the brown wire. So we're good here. As far as I know at this point, this installation is complete. All I have to do is, if you want to put these USB wires into a certain spot, for me, I'm modifying with that hub that I bought. That hub is actually going to go on the front plate here, right here in this spot here, just to make it nice and clean. I don't know if you've seen my videos before. I used to have this USB charger I had there before. It's going to sit about the same. So at this point, it's actually a fairly easy installation. The only issue I had was figuring out what the backup wire was. So hopefully that does help you out. It kind of took me a little while to kind of figure out which wire it was. Typically these units, the backup sensing wire is usually pink. On this harness here, there was absolutely no pink wires at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish the install off camera here. I'm going to get all these wires, that one wire soldered, and making sure all this wire is set up nice and neat in here, and then get everything put together, and then we'll come back and we'll kind of review some of the functions on here and see how everything works. Alright, so this is the finished install here. I got all the pieces back together, back to factory. Everything, the fit and finish is actually fairly good on this. If the stereo fits in here fairly nicely. So, I mean, that's a good thing. You want a kind of a factory finish, and it looks fairly good. So, let me zoom in here for y'all and kind of show some of the basic functions of the Android system. Keep in mind this is Android 12. So, if you have an Android tablet, it's basically the same, but kind of more geared for your vehicle, basically. It has all your basic functions. Here's the home screen, the way it's set up now with your clock. This is your music, just in case you want to put in a USB stick. As you saw that you can put, I guess, your USB dongle here, or in my case, if I zoom out here, I put up these ports here as an extender. Like I said before, at the beginning of the video, this extender is what I bought separately from this radio. It was long enough where I can actually extend it anywhere, you know, here around the car, basically. So I decided there because that was a good spot for it. Zoom back in here on the screen. There we go. So you got all your functions here. You got your Chrome. You got your Bluetooth calling, so you can set up your Bluetooth, car settings, radio. You can access your files. Of course, you got your YouTube, which you saw at the beginning of the video. Your Play Store, so you can get more apps for it. I'm not sure what the picture is. We'll check it out here in a second. And of course, that music I told you about, so which is this bar here. That's your external music, basically. So if you got music saved on, like I said, a USB stick, you can actually access it that way. So there's quite a bit you can do here. On this side here, you got your home button here, and then you also have a home button right here. How to turn it off. Here's your mic. There's your volume. There's your back button here. On this piece here on the screen itself, this first one here is navigation. So you can click onto there. That one's navigation. And of course, if you hook up if you have CarPlay or Android Auto or whatever, you can actually use that too. So that's how it comes up. It's very accurate. I'm inside the garage, and it's actually picking me up perfectly, actually. So it's picking me up. So all that part of the system works fine. I can exit out of here, swipe away, back on here. This one is just a shortcut to your car settings. Kind of just shows you the device ports. Some of the wiring, you may need it or may not need it. In this case, we did not. It's just plug and play. This one shows you your system. Something about factory settings. I'm not totally sure what that's all about. I'll probably get into that at some point or not. This one's car settings. You can go into this protocol box and, you know, set everything up. And in my case, I don't actually need this. You got your Android settings. I'm not totally sure what this is about too, but you can go in the settings for that. And then the last one is your volume settings. It's got you some different options here that you can play around with. So we go back to the home screen here. What else can we see here? Let's try picture. See what picture was all about. Oh, it's just a gallery. So you can load some pictures on here because you can basically change your background. All that good stuff. Let's see if I can get to that point. And pull down this. Oh, so there's the pull down. I forgot about that one. So you can pull this one down. You can change the brightness of your screen. Just as simple as that. I'll put it real high so we can see. Here's you turn on your Wi-Fi. And then your Bluetooth. And your screen off. If you have an amplifier, video out. And screenshot, all that good stuff. So that's how you get to that point. Let's see, what else do we got here? I said the radio. I'm going to turn down the volume so we don't get in trouble. So you can hit radio. And you see it's playing right away. It picks up your local stations just fine. So that works. Let me get XLI here. Alright, what else can we look at? Let's see what this is about here. This one takes you to all your apps. So if you miss what I did there, let me go back here. Oops. That's for my time. Get back. Alright, so this one right here takes you to all your apps that you have installed here. So, you know, your basic apps in here. You got your calendar, calculator, equalizer. You have some downloads, auxiliary, all this type of stuff. So there's quite a bit to play around here. Like I said, it's a full Android system. So you can chroma over or stroll over here. There's additional. There's another Navi, a Z-Link. We got Spotify, Play Store, of course. You got your Netflix. You have your Maps. Google Maps is on here. Let me get back over here. Let's see what else you got. Of course, YouTube, WAS. Let's see what wallpaper's all about. So it gives you, looks like a list of different wallpapers you can pick from. I guess overall, it seems real nice. I think the most important thing, does it sound good? And to be honest with you, it sounds really, really good. I mean, I got real good speakers in this car, but the audio sounds very acceptable. A little bit better than the stock system, but it sounds really good. So if you're concerned with that, no concerns here. It looks really good. The screen's fairly responsive. It might be laggy a little bit because I'm picking up Wi-Fi from a distance. But overall, it seems fairly nice. Of course, I'm going to be trying it out here for the next few days, trying some additional functions on here, of course. Just kind of get familiar with it. But that's pretty much it. Like I said, the display here in person, I don't know if it comes out on camera really good, but it's very clear. Everything's nice and clear. We can go back to YouTube for a second. You can kind of see it's a little bit laggy because it's picking up Wi-Fi from the distance, like I said. There we go. So this is your basic YouTube. You see it works fairly well. So jump out of here. But that's pretty much it. Let me know if you have any questions, if you plan to do this install yourself. Like I said, it was fairly simple. The only hiccup we had was that power wire for the backup camera. It's that brown wire we have to snip and then connect. So that was pretty much it. So hopefully, if you do something like that, if you have this project going on, hopefully this video helps you out. If you have any questions, leave them down below. And once again, thanks for watching.